Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for choosing Mokwa Times. 6 months ago, I did a poll where I asked Kenyans, especially those from Mount Kenya to be specific, who is the Mount Kenya kingpin? Or rather, who is the Mount Kenya leader? And in this poll, 1,200 people participated. And these were the results. 38% were in support of Uhuru Kenyatta. Then 56% were in support of Rigathi Gachagua. Then we had 6% were saying none. That is 6 months ago. This was the early times of Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment. And actually, his politics was up there. So, I sat down once again after the 6 months, and now 9 days ago, I did the same poll. Who is the Mount Kenya kingpin, or rather, who is the Mount Kenya leader? And these were the results. 1,400 people participated in this poll. And these were the results. 29% were supporting Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. 68% were supporting Rigathi Gachagua. Then 4% were against any of the two. They said none. When we check on the first and the second results of my polls, it's very clear that there's a drop in Uhuru Kenyatta's influence in Mount Kenya, and there's an increase in Rigathi Gachagua's influence in Mount Kenya. And the number of people who are anti the two was also reducing. Meaning, statistically, when you're moving forward, under room temperature, Rigathi Gachagua's popularity will keep rising in the Mount Kenya region. And according to me, this is very normal. This is very normal. If someone is doing the right thing well, keeps doing it more and more, then this person is likely to raise his popularity within a region. Therefore, Rigathi Gachagua, this is a good sign. By 2027, towards the end, Rigathi Gachagua might hit even if it's 80 or 90. Now, what I mean when I say this is very normal is this. It could not just be like after 6 months, all of a sudden everyone has turned to Rigathi Gachagua's support. No. And it could not just be like after 6 months, people have just turned against Uhuru Kenyatta. No. The normal curve is where people take time to reason, take time to look around, take time to make decisions. And that's why I'm saying this is a valid reason, this is a valid poll that people have to trust. So in 2027, checking on the trend, there's a likelihood that if things remain constant, Rigathi Gachagua does not make any mistake, then there's a likelihood that we're going to have Rigathi Gachagua get higher percentage as time goes by. Now, then I sat down and asked myself, what were the reasons as to why people tend to now subscribe to Rigathi Gachagua's type of politics or leadership than Uhuru Kenyatta? And I went through the comment section, what people were saying, plus many other questions here and there, asking people, receiving calls here and there, making a few calls to the people of Mount Kenya, going to the ground and asking people, why do you like Uhuru Kenyatta? Why do you hate Uhuru Kenyatta? Why do you like Gachagua? Why don't you want him? Just to understand. And in summary, I was able to make a few conclusions in relation to the support for Rigathi Gachagua. And I want to take you through on some of the reasons as to why the people of Mount Kenya support Rigathi Gachagua. But before I do so, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mokwa Times, kindly take a second or two to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Number one reason is the gap that existed in the Mount Kenya region. The gap, I mean this. Uhuru Kenyatta left power without having proper transition, in that he did not hand over the people of Mount Kenya to the rightful leader who will lead the Mount Kenya region. Instead, he brought Raila Amolo Odinga. And Raila Amolo Odinga could not have been the leader of Mount Kenya. Now, Martha Karua was not good enough for the people of Mount Kenya. She appeared to be a reject to some extent because she fight for governor, rejected. So many things happened, and Martha Karua could not be the leader of the Mount Kenya region. So that gap, Rigathi Gachagua filled it effectively. That's basically what happened. So when Gachagua got impeached, he came out now and he was free enough to pursue the Mount Kenya politics. Though he had started well in government, but when he came out now, he became more aggressive to fight for the people of Mount Kenya, speaking the Mount Kenya language. Eventually, he ascended to become the leader of the Mount Kenya region, hence beating Uhuru Kenyatta very early in the morning. Number two, Rigathi Gachagua is more active politically than Uhuru Kenyatta. Across all platforms, you can always see Rigathi Gachagua being mentioned. Whenever Rigathi Gachagua makes a statement, fine, Uhuru Kenyatta also is followed a lot because he keeps quiet too much and reaches a point he talks. But the fact remains that the activeness of Rigathi Gachagua makes him to be able to handle the daily challenges of the people of Mount Kenya. When something happens, he comes out to respond. When something hurts the people of Mount Kenya, when someone goes for the people of Mount Kenya, he defends them. When William Ruto does this, he does this in counter. So such kind of presence, political activeness of Rigathi Gachagua daily, day-to-day basis, that makes him actually to be accepted by the people of the Mount Kenya region. Thirdly, Uhuru Kenyatta's failure in 2022. Uhuru Kenyatta, the moment he failed with his project Raila Amolo Odinga, the fact remains, we have to accept it here, that he lost some relevance in Mount Kenya. People are like, aishinda Ruto kwao. Ruto anakuja na UDA na anabeba kila kitu. Uhuru Kenyatta anabaki tu hapa peke yake. So such kind of a notion, such kind of an idea, it is what actually people had in relation to Uhuru Kenyatta. So Uhuru Kenyatta lost that relevance, that support, that charisma people had towards him to went down. So that is how literally Uhuru Kenyatta did not become the favorite of the people of the Mount Kenya region. A defeat for a politician who is a seated president, it is a huge hit. And I'm telling you, Uhuru Kenyatta is going to have managed that. He had to go down politically in terms of influence. Now, another thing I want to tell you is this, ladies and gentlemen. Gachagua has been championing the interest of the people of Mount Kenya, politically, economically, and many other ways like socially. That kind of an initiative of Rigathi Gachagua to champion the people's interests also makes him to be loved by people. When you look at Rigathi Gachagua, when he walks around Mount Kenya, there's a way people talk about him. You feel like this is a guy they own. This is someone they want. Is theirs. When someone calls me here, I usually hold shows on Mokwa Times every day from 10 to 11. And when someone attacks Rigathi Gachagua, because of course we allow that, I'm telling you, there's a guy by the name KK. And as a kumeza, I'm lucky that this show, it is online. It's virtual. It is not physical. People could have hit each other simply because of Rigathi Gachagua. So there's a way Rigathi Gachagua has positioned himself to be loved by the people of Mount Kenya region. So that kind of championing of their interests, they connect so closely. And also the way of politics of Rigathi Gachagua, hitting the nail on the head, walking in the streets, going to the villages, drinking to the people, that makes him now to be owned by the people. So the conversation is all about Rigathi Gachagua. Now, what I have to admit is that Rigathi Gachagua does not have the power as such, because we know where the power belongs. But the fact remains, Rigathi Gachagua has the people. Has the people. Yeah, I was in a vehicle some day from town, heading to my house, and I was sharing with the mzee who was inside there, and he was telling me, I asked him, who is the leader of Mount Kenya? In my normal interviews across, he told me, niacha kuongea maneno. Kamuza kwa nini? Si Gachagua. Kaniambia, Gachagua ni mzuri lakini hana power. So there's a certain notion that is there, but I'm yet to understand. But to the people of Mount Kenya, please let me know, what is your thinking about to get Gachagua kuwa na power? Now, another reason as to why Gachagua has actually ascended to power is this. Ascended to the leadership of Mount Kenya is courage. Courage that Gachagua has shown of late, where he tells William Ruto the way things are, where he goes to any place, where he holds rallies despite the goons that have been put there to beat him, even sometimes, according to the people around, kill him. I'm telling you, Rigathi Gachagua still goes ahead to conduct rallies despite the intimidations. Whenever the government does something wrong, he calls it out. When there's land grabbing at Ngong Forest, he came out to mention the name and told people that if you continue, naenda kuwataja. Loud and clear. So that shows some courage, which most politicians do not have. And in the Kenyan politics, the spirit of Dedan Kimathi and the staff, it easily descends on someone so long as you portray some courage. The people of Africa, Kenya, try to associate themselves with someone who is courageous. Now, another reason as to why Rigathi Gachagua was able to ascend to power is simply of the wrongdoings of the government as we speak today. The wrongdoings, government has done so many things, lack of development, maybe dismissing of people from government. And Gachagua comes out to speak on these people, on these things across. It does not fear. So such kind of initiative for Rigathi Gachagua as well, it makes people from Mount Kenya to say, yeah, this is the man. Ladies and gentlemen, another thing that I want to tell you here today. Now, when I made these observations, the reasons as to why Uhuru Kenyatta was dropping significantly, I have to categorically tell you here, it's because first is dormant politically. Second, I think he's also feeling unwell. People feel like he needs to rest. And probably now that he's a retired president, he needs to relax and allow new people to come in. People feel like there should be someone else to champion the interest of the people of Mount Kenya. But nevertheless, we can't also deny the fact that Uhuru Kenyatta has a huge huge percentage that he controls in the Mount Kenya region. And yote tisa kumi, Rigathi Gachagua is the leader of Mount Kenya. I don't know what's your take on the comment section. Please give your opinions on my poll. And for those who never voted, please just go check Mukua community. Yeah, okay, Mukua Times community. Then active community, just click there. You'll find my polls. Then you'll be able to vote. With the time, you're going to review these polls now and then. If it changes, I will let you know. But so far, the curve remains normal. It's rising gradually.